Love in Buddhism. Understanding true love beyond attachment. Introduction. The journey of seeking love. Love is one of the most significant and universal human experiences. From the moment we are born, we crave affection, care, and connection. For many, love is seen as the key to happiness. But not everyone truly understands its essence. In modern society, love is often confused with attachment. Many believe that possessing someone or receiving their attention is a sign of love. However, from a Buddhist perspective, true love holds a deeper meaning. It brings liberation rather than bondage. This article will explore the Buddhist perspective on love, distinguish true love from attachment, share real-life stories, and provide practical methods to cultivate love that brings true peace and happiness. Understanding love in Buddhism. Love, a timeless subject. Yet do we truly understand its deeper nature? In Buddhism, love is not limited to romance or personal relationships. Instead, it is a profound spiritual state, an energy that nourishes both ourselves and the world around us. Metta, loving kindness, unconditional love. Imagine a candle. The light it emits does not shine for just one person but illuminates the entire space. Similarly, loving kindness, metta, is sincere, unconditional love that expects nothing in return. In life, we sometimes love others while expecting them to reciprocate our feelings in a specific way. This often leads to suffering for ourselves and pressure on the other person. However, if we love in the spirit of metta, simply wishing for the other person's happiness, regardless of whether they stay by our side, our love becomes light and pure. Karuna, compassion, empathy for others' suffering. If loving kindness is a warm light, then compassion, karuna, is like a cool stream that soothes others' pain. When we truly love someone, we do not just wish for their happiness but also empathize with their struggles and suffering. Think about the times you have seen someone you love in pain but felt helpless. When we deeply understand that everyone carries their own burdens and are willing to listen and be present, love becomes truly profound. True love does not possess or bind. The Buddha taught that true love cannot coexist with possession or control. If we love with the desire to own or dominate someone, it is not love, it is selfishness disguised as love. True love is like a flower. We do not pluck it to claim ownership but nurture it so that it may bloom freely. When we genuinely love, we give without expectation, allowing our loved ones to be their authentic selves. Regardless of the outcome, we find peace within ourselves. Love without limits, extending love to all beings. A unique aspect of Buddhism is that love is not limited to romantic relationships but extends to all sentient beings. When our hearts open to love everyone as ourselves, we no longer feel lonely. Practice metta and karuna daily, not just with loved ones but also with strangers and all living beings. In doing so, you will experience true happiness from within, independent of any external conditions. So, are you loving the way the Buddha taught? Let your love flow like a fresh stream that nourishes all, rather than a single drop trapped in the palm of your hand. True love versus attachment. Are you loving or clinging? Love is one of the most precious things in life, but not everyone truly understands its nature. Have you ever suffered in love? Have you ever feared losing the person you love? If so, you may be confusing true love with attachment. Buddhism teaches that real love is not about possession or bondage. It is about liberation and nourishment. Let's explore the differences between the two. True love is selfless, attachment is selfish. Ask yourself, do you love someone for who they truly are? Or because they bring you happiness? True love is when you genuinely wish the best for your loved one. Even if it brings no benefit to you. You love them not because they make you happy, but because you truly want them to be happy. Attachment, on the other hand, means you rely on the other person for your happiness. You need them to be with you and fulfill your expectations. When they don't, you feel pain and insecurity. Reflection. If you love a bird, would you keep it in a cage or let it fly freely? True love is liberation, attachment is control. Have you ever felt anxious when your loved one becomes distant or changes? If so, you might be attached to them rather than truly loving them. True love does not force or control. You give the other person space to grow and find their happiness. Even if they need to leave, you still wish them well. Attachment leads to possession, jealousy, and fear of loss. When they don't act as you wish, you feel anger, sadness, or suffering. A simple image. When you hold sand in your hand, the tighter you grip, the more it slips away. But if you open your palm, the sand remains. True love brings peace. Attachment brings suffering. If your love makes you anxious or restless, it might not be love, it might be attachment. True love brings serenity. You love without fear, expectations, or demands. When your loved one is happy, you are happy. When they suffer, you empathize and help them through. Attachment is full of insecurity. You fear losing them, fear they will change, and fear they may no longer love you. These fears cause suffering, jealousy, and blame. Remember the Buddha's words, if you like a flower, you will pick it. If you love a flower, you will water it every day. In other words, if you truly love someone, you help them grow. You don't try to hold on to them for yourself. How to love the Buddhist way. If you realize you are attached rather than truly loving, don't worry, you can change by practicing loving kindness, metta, genuinely wishing for the happiness of the other person, even if they are not with you. Learning to let go, understanding that nothing is permanent, including love. Appreciate the present instead of fearing loss. Nurturing yourself, do not seek happiness from others. When you find happiness within, you no longer depend on someone else to feel complete. Finally, ask yourself, are you loving like a gentle stream that nourishes all? Or like a hand trying to grasp too tightly? A lesson from a mother's love. A mother's love for her child is often seen as one of the purest forms of unconditional love. But what makes it so pure? Imagine a young mother holding her newborn baby for the first time. The child is fragile, unable to do anything but cry. The mother does not expect anything in return, not even gratitude. Her love is not an exchange but a natural outpouring from her heart. Silent sacrifices. Every night, the mother wakes up to feed and comfort her baby. There are nights when the baby cries endlessly, leaving her exhausted. Despite her fatigue, she patiently soothes and cares for the child. As the child grows, they become mischievous and sometimes disappoint the mother. But she still loves them. When they make mistakes, she does not abandon them. When they succeed, she rejoices but does not expect repayment. A mother's love is not possession. She does not love her child so that they will love her in return, she simply loves. Buddha's teaching. Love like a mother loves her child. In Buddhist scriptures, the Buddha teaches, just as a mother loves her only child, let us cultivate loving kindness towards all beings. This means that true love should not be limited to our family and friends. It should extend to all living beings. Lessons from a mother's love. Love unconditionally. Love not to receive, but simply to love. Sacrifice without resentment. When we truly love, we do not feel loss, but joy in giving. Care without control. A mother loves her child but does not own them. She supports, but does not bind. Applying love in daily life. Love like a mother. Does the love we give to others resemble a mother's love? Or are we still expecting, fearing, and clinging? If we can love as a mother loves her child, gently, compassionately, without demands, we will understand what true love is. Try to love like a mother, not only toward children but also toward those around us. When we do this, our hearts become more open, lighter, and the world becomes a much warmer place. Reflection. Who can you love today without expecting anything in return? The danger of attachment. A story of two lovers. There was a young man deeply in love with a woman. To him, she was everything, the sole source of his happiness. He believed that without her, his life would be meaningless. Every day, he eagerly waited for her messages and hoped she would spend time with him. When she became busy or was not as attentive as before, he started to feel anxious and insecure. A fear arose within him. What if she leaves me? What will I do? The tragedy of a love bound by attachment. And then, what he feared the most happened. The woman decided to leave. She no longer felt happy in the relationship. The young man was devastated. He suffered so much that he lost the will to live, feeling completely empty. To him, his world had collapsed simply because she was no longer by his side. But why did love bring so much pain? The answer is, it was not true love, it was attachment. The difference between love and attachment. The young man did not love the woman for who she truly was. He loved her because of the way she made him feel. He did not love her to bring her happiness. He loved her because she brought happiness to him. And when she left, he lost his source of happiness. So he broke down. If he had truly loved her, he would have wanted the best for her, even if that meant letting her go. True love does not say, "I need you to be happy." It says, "I want you to be happy, whether or not you are with me." Lessons from the story. Attachment causes suffering because it binds us to another person, making us forget that true happiness comes from within. Ask yourself, do you love someone for who they are, or because they make you feel good? Do you try to control them, or do you want them to be free and happy? If they leave, can you still wish them happiness? True love is like the sunlight. It warms others without asking for anything in return. But attachment is like a rope. The tighter you pull, the more it hurts. So, how are you loving? Practicing true love in daily life. True love is not just a beautiful idea, it can become a way of life. A daily practice. Buddhism teaches that love is not about attachment or possession but a state of inner peace that naturally radiates from compassion. To cultivate true love and reduce attachment, we can apply the following methods. 1. Loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana, loving unconditionally. Metta bhavana, or loving kindness meditation, is a powerful practice that helps us expand our love beyond just close relationships to all beings. How to practice? Sit quietly, relax, and breathe slowly. Gently close your eyes and silently send blessings. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from suffering. Start with yourself, then extend love to loved ones, friends, strangers, and even those you find difficult to love. Benefit. With regular practice, love becomes more compassionate, no longer confined to one person or relationship. 2. Letting go of possession, loving with freedom. We often confuse love with ownership. They are mine, or I can't live without them. But true love is not a chain. It is a pair of wings that allow the other person to fly. How to practice? Observe whether your love includes control, expectations, or fear of loss. Ask yourself, do I love them for their happiness, or because they make me happy? If you truly love someone, give them space to grow in their own way, rather than trying to change them to fit your expectations. Lesson. When love is given freely without demands, it becomes lighter and more lasting. 3. Living fully in the present, loving without attachment. Often, we love while worrying about the future. Will they leave me? Or regretting the past, I should have done things differently. How to practice? Take time to observe your mind and recognize worries and fears in love. Focus on the present moment. Appreciate what you have instead of chasing an uncertain future. When with your loved one, be truly present, listen more, feel each moment instead of overthinking tomorrow. Lesson. Loving in the present helps us appreciate what we have instead of living in fear and attachment. 4. Cultivating compassion, understanding to love correctly. Love is not just about romance or passion. It is also the ability to empathize with another's suffering. If we love someone without understanding them, love can become a burden. How to practice? When someone hurts you, instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, are they suffering too? Practice truly listening, not to argue, but to understand. When you see someone in pain, ask yourself, what can I do to help, even in a small way? Lesson. When we love with understanding, love becomes deeper and more enduring. Final thought. Love as the Buddha taught. Love is not about possession or attachment, it is about freedom and compassion. True love does not bind, does not control, does not demand. Instead, it nourishes, liberates, and brings peace. So, how will you love today? Like a gentle stream that nourishes all? Or like a closed fist that grasps and suffers? Reflection. Who in your life can you love more freely? With less attachment and more compassion?